Okay, this is the priest chamber, which is just above the public chapel. And it's interesting. There's all sorts of interesting carvings in here. A lovely bed. And he's got his own private little stairway, because I came up this stairway, which is more a public one. And apparently he has his own little listening hole, so he can listen on to what was... oh, there's the hole there. Can't really see it very well. But anyway, there's a hole in the wall and he could listen to what was happening in the Great Hall. So this is his room. He's got the closet there. Presumably the garderobes, the door beyond the private stair. This is the chapel, the public chapel below the priest's bedroom. You can see there's a lovely ceiling, or remains of a plaster ceiling. There's an altar in there, special chair, so the Earl could come in here and his family. And then we go through this doorway into the Great Hall. And above the high table, stained glass window, serpent on the wall, and then you can see some plaster work, which apparently was all over the walls originally in this castle. And then they've got some interesting angels holding up the hammer beam roof, which is a fine roof going right round to both sides. Angels, tapestries, linen fold panelling. More staircases. The Irish symbol of the harp. And through to the kitchen, attached to the Great Hall, where there is a fine fireplace, shelving, table, goods, central closet, everything you need to make a meal. Presumably they got water up here somewhere, brought it into that basin among others. This cool slab there to lay out the cold meats and things. Then it leads back into the Great Hall. It's going up a narrow staircase to the tower. Oh, that's a tiny staircase. Look at that. Mini staircase. And in a bed chamber. Including cots for the young children. And a pretty scary looking mermaidy thing. Big bureau, and through this lovely arched doorway is a private solar with a wonderful fireplace. And you can see the panelling we just came through. Lovely doors with views out the window into the rather windy, blustery Bunratty, you can see the river. So, and then we've got marvellous stained glass panels in the windows, and through the private, from the private solar you can look down on the Great Hall and get a rather good view. In fact, see what's happening, see if anyone's saying anything they shouldn't be saying. All from the privacy of your own sitting room with your own lovely flaming massive fireplace. A very old chest there as well. And then just past here we have a private chapel, I believe this is. Very simple private chapel where the Earl could come and see his private offices without being surrounded by the hoi polloi. It's a little simple altar, little piscina, and a stained glass window. Just the chapel from the other doorway. You can see the altar and the lovely tiles on the floors. And then that's the view into the private solar. And then another spiral staircase. This time I think we're going to keep going up. Or is this a down one? Might be in the wrong. This is the Earl's pantry, which is just a little bit above the bedroom and private sitting room. So I've just come into the top tower, the Earl's Tower. There's the top of the next tower, and you can see the river. And I think that's it from me. I'm just gonna, yes, it's lovely. If we look this way, we can see a few more buildings. Whoa, and the roof. More tower. Okay, and there's some steps for anyone who wants to go to the top tower, which no one is going to do because they are cordoned off. I'm going to go back to the staircase and try not to slip. And a view through a peephole halfway up the staircase into the Earl's Tower. You can also see what's happening in the Great Hall. The robing room just off the Great Hall, presumably for the priest to put his vestments on. Perhaps also a place for the Earl to put his clothes on, I'm not sure. There's a lovely stained glass window there. This is another bedroom, the South Solar bedroom. Lovely, beautiful four-poster bed. There's a fireplace. A couple of windows. Lots of cupboards. Hard to see, show them through the bars. And a nice ceiling. And of course, just down a short passage from the solar, the obligatory garderobe. That's only a little light window. Not far at all from the spiral staircase and the bedroom just here. Here is a beautiful south solar above the bedroom, done up for the people who restored the house. The dining room with another wonderful fireplace. Beautiful portrait of the lady who helped restore the house at the end. And then the room entering the South Solar is another kind of hallway. Large clock, pointed arches. I've got a large table and another fireplace. It's a lovely